Hello, YouTube world. I decided to jump on the DNA result bandwagon and share a bit about my DNA results. Now, I tested originally on Familytreedna about close to 2 years ago, I think. And apologies for, I'm overtired. I haven't been feeling very well. I've been under the weather the past, 2 weeks. It's been cold going around. But, yeah, I tested on Familytreedna, and I have my test results transferred to a few other places that do admixture results. And my parents tested on Ancestry, and then I transferred them to Familytreedna. And I'll make separate videos for all that. But my initial results were 97% European, not a huge shock, and 2% Central Asian, which that was a surprise. In terms of paper trail genealogy, I am predominantly Acadian French, Irish, Scottish, English, Basque, Mi'kmaq First Nations. It's a Native American tribe from Canada, Nova Scotia primarily. And there's Spanish way back and a bunch of other small amounts of stuff back this prior to 1500. I got lucky with some of my family genealogy. Been able to trace some of it quite far, actually. So I'm going to spin my camera around, so I apologize for any dizzy effect, and I apologize for my messy table. And these are my results. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I am 97% European. Within that is 50% British Isles, which in Familytreedna it does cover Scotland, Ireland, and the UK. And it kind of overlaps into France and Belgium and just a smidge over Germany. I am 39% Western and Central European, which is France, Switzerland, Austria, parts of northern Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, parts of the Czech Republic, yeah, and just barely into Slovakia and Hungary and Croatia and Slovenia and Austria, yeah, and I'm not sure what that country is. So that's that one. I'm also 3% Eastern European. That was another surprise. No known paper trail to Eastern European ancestry as far as I am aware. And if there is, it's way back, prior to 1600 in my family tree. 3% Southern European, which encompasses... Now let me go back to the Eastern European for a moment. The Eastern European covers Poland, Ukraine, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, Moldova, Belarus, Lithuania, and just over the border into Latvia. And possibly Estonia. I don't know. The shading barely hits Denmark. 3% Southern European, which is Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, and just barely hitting Kosovo, Serbia, Republic of Macedonia, Croatia, Slovenia, and then 2% Finland, Northern Siberian, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. Finland, basically. And the Central Asian is what really kind of struck me, huh, that's interesting. I assumed that there might be a small amount of, Middle Eastern, and I guess Central Asian is considered a different category than Middle Eastern. And the shaded area is smack dab in the center of Afghanistan. And it radiates out over most of the other Stan's countries, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Pakistan. It overlaps into Iran. Um, yeah, so that was a bit of a surprise. I have some theories as to how that got into my ancestry, but it may not be correct. And I was quite surprised. I did say one other surprise was, like most people in America, family lore of Native American ancestry. There was the family lore of it on my mother's side, rather close. That turned out to be, at least according to DNA, not correct. And if there was any there, it's too far back, and it was washed out by other genetic admixtures coming into the mix more recently. On my father's side, there's also the family stories about Native American ancestry, Micmac. And in that case, I do actually have paper trail proof to 3 or 4 documented First Nation ancestors back in the 1600s and 1700s in Canada. However, it's pretty far back. And I did question Family Tree DNA. I spent some time emailing back and forth with them, asking them if my Central Asian DNA could be actually Native American DNA, or if my Finland Northern Siberian could. And while they said, it was possible with the Finland Northern Siberian, they said it wasn't likely. They said the Central Asian definitely not. And then they followed that up with, while you do have Native American DNA, it was not a high enough amount to put on your profile. I was kind of like, what? That kind of was like, wait a minute. Okay. So it is what it is. And my parents, they tested on Ancestry. And their mixtures were just kind of mind-boggling. And I will make a follow-up video about their admixtures in a minute. I administer their kits on Ancestry and on Family Tree DNA. A little bit about me. I am a genealogist. I am not a professional genealogist. I hope to be someday. It costs money to get that done. But I've been doing genealogy research for myself and others, primarily for myself, starting at the age of 12. And then, as I got older, I started doing it for other people as well. So I've been doing this more than half my life. I love it. It's a passion of mine. It never ceases to bore me. It never ceases to amaze me. Via paper trail, I have ancestry from all over the place. Via genetics, apparently, I do too. So that was a bit of surprise. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, that's my admixture results for Family Tree DNA. And I will make another video covering my parents and our admixtures on, like, DNA Land, for instance, which is a free site. And if you've done your genetics, if you've done your DNA via Ancestry or Family Tree DNA, I highly suggest you upload them for free on DNA Land, and especially jedmatch.com. And because, it's a free service. The admixture tools are fun to play with, and you can get matched up with other people who have tested with the other DNA companies who have also uploaded to GEDmatch. So say if you tested on 23andMe, which I have not yet, and you've only got a certain amount of matches on there via their database. If you upload your DNA to jedmatch.com, and they have instructions on the website on how to do that exactly, you can thereby be matched with people who tested on Ancestry, who have also uploaded to GEDmatch. So it's a very useful tool. So yeah, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.